Hey guys, Todd here. Today we're going to install the 1000 series running boards from Go Rhino on this 2022 Toyota Tundra CrewMax. Now this is the same installation for the 4 or 5 inch wide boards. The tools we'll be using for this installation are a ratchet with a 12 and a 13 millimeter socket. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're starting underneath the truck. We're on the driver's side, just behind the driver's side front tire. If we follow our rocker panel back, we're going to come up to a couple of bolts that are in the truck. We need to pull those bolts out using a 12 millimeter. All right, next we're going to take our driver's side front bracket. Now this one's going to be different from all the rest of the brackets. The front bracket is the same on the driver's side as it is on the passenger side. So what you're going to see is up at the top, you've got 2 holes that are a slightly different angle from each other. This down here where you have the 3 holes, that is the foot of the bracket, so that goes down. So this is going to line up to the 2 holes that the bolts just came out of from the factory, and we're going to use our supplied hardware to put the bolts back up in there and hold the bracket in place. We're going to put those in loosely for right now. Now with this supplied hardware, you do have the same type of hardware that will hold the board to the bracket, but these are going to be slightly taller. So your taller bolts hold the bracket to the truck. All right, we're just going to leave those finger tight for right now. Okay, now all the rest of the brackets are going to be exactly the same. So as we move along the back of the rocker panel, we're going to come to these 2 bolts. Then we're going to come down to these 2 bolts, and at the very end of the cab, there's going to be another 2 bolts just like these. All of those bolts are going to need to come out with a 12 millimeter, and then we can install the bracket. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, now here is our bracket. You'll notice we've got a couple of holes up top and then 3 holes down at the bottom at the foot of the bracket. What we're going to do is we're going to line it up to those holes and use the same hardware for the front bracket, and then put that in finger tight. Do all 3 of the rear brackets the exact same way. All right, go ahead and set your board on top of your brackets. Now we're at the rear of the vehicle. Note that the inside bolt that holds the end cap is to the inside of the vehicle. Now what we're going to do is in our kit, we're going to locate our U-shaped brackets. Those are going to actually fit up into the channel of the running board, go over top of our bracket and turn sideways. Now we've got a couple of threaded holes in those brackets. And so we're going to use the other bolts. These are slightly shorter than the ones we were using for the brackets to the truck. Those are going to go up through the holes in the brackets and go into our U-channel bracket. We're going to do all 4 of our brackets just like this. All right, once we have all of our U-channel plates attached to our brackets, we're going to go ahead and line up the board to the truck exactly where we want it. Front to back and then also in and out. Once we've got it exactly where we want it, we're going to go ahead and tighten down our U-plates to our brackets using a 13 millimeter. Once all of our U-plates are tightened to our brackets, then we can move up and tighten the brackets to the truck also using a 13 millimeter. Well, we repeated the same process for the opposite side, and that concludes the installation. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the product, check the link in the description below, and as always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online.